Connecticut is known for its wealth and its undead. In fact, Connecticut has some of the highest amounts of paranormal activity in the entire country. It makes sense, after all, considering that Connecticut is one of the oldest states and one of the first colonies settled by Westerners. And the American colony's first witch trials and hangings happened here in Connecticut, a full 3 decades before the much more famous ones in Salem, Massachusetts. That said, here are just a few of the spine-tingling, spooky destinations that Connecticut has to offer. In Greenwich, not too far from our own Stanton House Inn, is the Bruce Museum, one of the most haunted places in Connecticut according to local legend. Starting in the early 1900s, locals began to report 2 ghostly apparitions outside the Bruce Museum. Most often, a man would play a small flute for a young girl, listening attentively. On occasion, an observer would hear an evil voice beckoning the two into the mansion to play the flute and sing. Also in Greenwich, there's the Homestead Inn, Bruce Park, and Audubon Greenwich, and the Bush Holly House, where, according to local author Anya Seaton, a ghost of a slave girl lives in the old wash house. In nearby Stamford, investigators have witnessed footsteps, whisperings, odd blobs of energy hanging in the air, and thermometers shown 10-degree temperature drops in certain spots in the park surrounding Fort Stamford. Head up to the quaint little town of Newtown, Connecticut, for Fairfield Hills State Hospital, which was a home for the criminally insane. From when it opened its doors in 1931 until it shut down in 1995, the type of treatments now considered barbaric were standard fare there, like electric shock therapy and unauthorized full frontal lobotomies. In New Haven County, the spirit of a young boy named Andy haunts the halls of the Sterling Opera House. Locals leave toys strewn about the opera house for him to play. The hidden jail cells under the stage once held a serial killer, just feet below where Harry Houdini performed. The 1754 House Inn and Restaurant, also known as the Curtis House, was featured on Chef Gordon Ramsay's show Hotel Hell. This building is often touted as one of the most haunted inns in the entire United States, let alone Connecticut. During its almost 3 centuries in business, guests have commented on hearing strange music as well as disembodied voices and footsteps, and seeing spirits in 18th century clothing. There's plenty more haunted places to explore in Connecticut, as well as other fun things to do in the fall. Be sure to check out and download our free Connecticut travel guide or our guide to fall in Connecticut for other fun activities.